Welcome to Gold Coast PM, live talk television for Ventura County. Now, here's Leticia Ponce.
Good evening, everyone. Boy, do we have a show for you. If you were watching the news earlier today, we said that we had a first for us here at KTI TV. You might call it something that's very fashionable these days. Remember when astrologers and psychics were sort of the in thing? It seems that channeling seems to be sort of new and sort of in, although it's been around for a while. Now, I want to tell you something right off the bat, since I've always been honest with you, Ventura County. I did a little bit of, shall we say, investigative research before inviting this lovely lady that you're going to meet momentarily to our studios. She channels an energy by the name of Saint Germain. We'll get into that just a little bit later. You will have the opportunity to ask personal questions, to ask spiritual questions, to ask anything you want after I get to talk to this wonderful energy in just a little bit. This is what I want to tell you. If you feel this is something that you don't want to watch, now is the time to turn us off. If you feel that your religious beliefs just don't jive or just don't mix with this kind of a thing, no problem. Now is the time to turn us off. But if you feel comfortable with this, if you're curious, and if you would like to go on a wonderful adventure, I invite you to not turn that dial, but to stay with us. I found this energy to be charming and fascinating, and I think you're going to enjoy this next half hour very much. So, without any further ado, I want to introduce a lovely lady by the name of Azina Ramanda. How are you?
Just terrific.
Are you a little nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, okay. Azina, can you tell us, first of all, when did this happen? How did it happen? Briefly.
Okay. It was about a year ago. We felt a lot of energy in the house. And then on my way to another part of the house, I focused on the energy. And then I just kind of released my body. And I guess I fell. And then it was about 10 minutes or so later when I became aware of what happened, and I sat down and became comfortable after a little while, and I had let it happen again intentionally, and Saint Germain came through, and it's been coming through ever since. It definitely took us by surprise.
Okay, now I want to make a distinction here. When you say Saint Germain comes through, and we'll ask him who he is, but when you say he comes through, you are called a full body channel.
Right.
Can you just briefly explain that?
Well, that means that my consciousness goes someplace else entirely, that I'm not in my body at all. And Saint Germain is in my body and uses my body as a vehicle, my whole body, and not just my voice, or it's not just emerging with my own consciousness like conscious channels or trance channels, but it's an entire use of all my physical capacity.
So you have no recollection of this when you go away and come back?
Right.
You have no recollection of it?
Right, because my consciousness is somewhere else.
Okay, and I do want to say that Saint Germain speaks with sort of an undetectable accent. It sounds, I don't know, French. It sounds all kinds of sort of little varieties and pieces. So I think that the adventure should start.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is, if you would bear with us, we thought, and Azina thought, that it'd be very interesting if you watched when she goes away. Now, once again, if you don't believe in this, you don't have to believe in it. We're just asking you to sort of be open and fun and come along with it, okay? So, you're going to go away, and we're going to try to be very quiet in the studio, and Saint Germain will come in, and I will hopefully greet him very soon. It shouldn't take very long. So, Azina, I won't see you until the show has ended. All right?
Great.
Thanks for coming by.
I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Greetings, my beloved sister, and how are you this day in your side?
I'm very well. How are you, Saint Germain?
Wondrous, is there any other way to be?
I don't know. How was your trip?
Journey, it was instantaneous, marvelous, wondrous. Very illuminating, I might add.
The entity that left, that whose body you use right now, where is she?
She is the part of that which you call the continuum of time, that which is the eternal with no beginning and no ending. There is no place that it is called, for there is no space-time continuum involved in that. It is of the seventh dimension, seventh plane, that which is called one with the source, eternal God, all that is.
Okay, I'm not so sure I understand all of it, but we're not going to dwell on that very much. What I wanted to do now is welcome you. We're going to spend the rest of the show with you. And as I told our viewers, you and I will chat a bit. If they want to call, they can call. You'll answer personal questions, spiritual questions. And right now, we are going to take that announced break, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And if you missed the very first part of the show, we're talking about channeling the beautiful young woman whose body you see here is Azina Ramanda. The energy that is speaking through her right now is Saint Germain. And I promised that I would ask who Saint Germain is and why he is speaking to us now.
That what you call the Comte Saint Germain is merely for identification purpose. For indeed, it is merely a brother that is equal unto all the other essences upon this your earth plane. It really matters not which you call the grand mirror that be I. It only matters that you understand that which is the presentation of this mirror, and that is all are divine in their own essence. All are of the Lord God of totality, of the source itself, reflections of divinity indeed.
Okay, that was sort of a heavy answer. I wonder if you could make that simpler.
Simplicity, my dear, is you are God, exemplified in physicality.
Okay, so Germain, Saint Germain, you are here. If we're all God, we're all part of God. Why did you choose this time? Although I understand there's no such thing as time, why did you choose this time to be here? And what is your message?
It is the hearkening of that which you call the Aquarian age, the bringing on and heralding in of that which is called super consciousness upon this your plane. The era of gods, to be exemplified and understood. We are come here, and I speak of we, for it is not only I that comes here upon this your plane, but many other grand essences indeed. We are here to bring forward that knowingness within the outward understanding and awareness of each and every entity upon this your earth plane.
The Aquarian age, meaning that we must all become more spiritually aware, more evolved?
Unfold into knowingness.
Okay, and knowingness of what?
Of who and what you are, my dear.
Okay, and basically, with all due respect, Saint Germain, teachers, metaphysical teachers, spiritual teachers have been saying the same thing over and over again, that you are what? Divine, that you are a god, that you do have, as you say, sovereignty over your world. Is this in essence your message?
Indeed it is. And that which is the other essences coming forward in this manner, it is their message as well. We are all parts of a grand source of energy coming forward in this time of yours, upon this your earth plane, to bring forward further understanding and awareness of this. That which has been brought forward in the eons of time that has passed before you is not different than that which we present at this your time.
Okay, and I do want to say something that I should have mentioned at the very beginning. You're not affiliated with any religious group. You're not affiliated with any church. You just are rather unique and individual. You're not with any group.
Indeed, each and every entity is in and of themselves, and that which you call standardization, known as church or organization, is not that which we are understanding of, for we are unlimited in our understanding and perception, and our bringing forth of awareness and unfoldment to each and every entity that partakes of that which you call audience. We are unlimited and not bound by that which you call barriers of dogma or religious ritual or practice of any sort.
And you say we because you come from a place where there are others like you.
Indeed.
Okay. The state, not of our political world, but the state of our emotional world. Do you see that becoming better?
Better.
Yes, we seem to be in such turmoil right now.
More harmonious, but there is no better or best, for that is compared.
Okay. Do you see more harmony in the
Indeed.
future?
Indeed, much more harmony, and that will be brought forward to appearance in that which you know as superconsciousness, that which is the you would call it hand in hand of all the entities upon this earth plane in peace and respect of one another's sovereignty, be they different. We do not bring forward what you would call world religion, for in the understanding of one another's sovereignty, there will also be understanding and mutual allowance of one another's difference.
And if I can make this very specific, you know, we're also always watching the news and reading the news. Does this mean that the Russians, the U.S.-Soviet relationships will improve, that eventually we will have a meeting of the minds or the souls with this country?
Of the souls.
Of
Indeed.
the souls. Will we see this in the next 20 years, St. Germain? Or
It is already becoming apparent, my dear, that entity that you know as Gorbachev.
Yes.
Indeed, is instituting much practice in governmental policy that is unheard of in that particular party.
The openness.
Understanding, indeed. Therefore, as you bring forward more and more of this, even in what you call Middle East and Central America, there are many hot spots, as you would call it, within your current world politics situation. That would be brought forward in also this understanding of allowance of politics and the policies that have not been brought forward before in their time. It will all merge into harmony, as you call it, in what is now called world peace.
That's very good news, and I want to say something to our viewers right now that St. Germain will take calls if you wish to call about a personal question or about something spiritual or worldly. So anytime we want to put the phone number up, we can do so now. Meanwhile, I'm going to continue chatting with this wonderful energy here. In California, we constantly hear about the big one. The big earthquake is going to come. Psychics have predicted yes, no. Astrologers have said yes, no, absolutely, it's coming. St. Germain, is that number one reason to be concerned about? Is that going to happen?
First of all, if you are in understanding and awareness of the divine nature of you and that you control and are in absolute sovereign dominion over all that surrounds you in life circumstances and that which you find yourself involved in, indeed, there is nothing to be concerned about, for that which you would create as your heart's desire. That which you call the actual occurrence of the ground tremors that you call the quakers, and that which you call the spilling mountains and the ground wave, it is all to be seen. It is all based upon that which is called mass consciousness, or collective consciousness of this your country, this your earth plane in entirety, indeed. And there are fluctuations in that which is the consciousness of it all. Therefore, quite naturally, as a result of this, there would be fluctuation in what would be predicted. Also, my dearest, to continue one moment further, that which you call the perception of, as you call the projection of it, it is divine thought issued forward, and this divine thought resonates to that which is the object of the thought that brings it forward into manifestation. It will automatically manifest for those who put much energy into it.
Very basically, what you're saying then is, as you think, that will manifest. So it will manifest. So is it as simple as saying, if I don't dwell on it and my life is involved with other things and I'm focusing on other things, I somehow may not even experience this earthquake, or they may not be one, but someone who is very afraid of it, worried, will actually we attract what we think?
Indeed.
Okay.
Much of your literature and what you call of recent past, has brought this forward into the understanding. Many of you have called it positive thinking.
Yes, it is not a new concept.
Indeed.
But why is it so difficult for us to practice not concentrating on negativity and fear? Why is that so difficult for us?
You'll find much adventure in it, my dear.
Adventure and worrying?
That is what you call activity to become immersed within, so that you find yourself not bored with your life circumstances. There are many entities that would consider peaceful and harmonious circumstances to be that which would not have within it garnishment of the wisdom of that which the soul essence desires to participate in for the understanding of what it is to be human. It is soul essence desire and not conscious outward understanding.
So in other words, it just sort of keeps us occupied and it keeps us entertained as opposed to really focusing on ourselves?
Not only entertainment, my dear, but that which is the garnishment of the wisdom contained within that which is the circumstances you are involved in. If you have that which you call accidental, although there really is no such thing, then you understand what it is to be involved in that which you would consider to be crisis. You understand that which is sorrow, that which is the dire circumstance.
Yes.
Mm.
The lines have all of a sudden flared up and lit up. So would you like to take some calls from our
Indeed.
viewers? Okay, and I did tell them they could make their questions personal or metaphysical or spiritual or whatever. Okay, I believe Rod is on the phone right now. Rod, are you there?
I'm here.
Your question for Saint Germain.
I have been told by untold sources that the Earth near the year 2000 is going to spin on its axis because polar caps have slowly melted away and possibly a mass flash flood would be the result, which would encompass the Earth. Is there any validity to this?
That which you call the spinning of the earth plane upon the axis, it is not the axis itself, it is not the earth herself physically that will tip, it will be electromagnetic energies that will switch, as you would call it. That which is the polar ground melt, as you would call it, will not only occur in the polar regions, but in other iced areas as well. Indeed, there will be a ground melt, and therefore water levels around this your world will rise. However, it was merely misinterpretation that it was the physicality of the earth plane that will turn and not electromagnetic energy and charge that will, as you would call it, reverse.
Does that answer it for you, Rod?
Yeah, quite well. Thank you.
All right. We have a lot of other callers. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break and we'll be back. Promise we'll get to you right afterwards. So stay with us. And we're back with Azina Ramanda, who is right now channeling the energy Saint Germain. And if you've missed the show, boy, you missed quite a show. But I understand that our lines are full and we're going to Edwina. Edwina, are you there?
I'd like to know what my connection was with Egypt and Peru. It seems that everything I'm finding lately is Egyptian or Peruvian in origin. And I feel a real strong tie to both.
Indeed, my dear, there is a much connection that you have there. However, it is a desire that is brought forward at this point in your time that is for you to concentrate on that which is present in nature and future. For that connection that you call Egypt is not only what you consider past, it is also what you consider future. However, it is not only Egypt in what you understand upon this your earth plane, but also elsewhere another understanding that is very likened and similar to that which you now call Egypt. There is much to be discussed here. However, know that and take comfort within that you have been there before and will be there again in similar circumstance.
Thank you.
Edwina, we're going to go to Peter right now. Peter, are you still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay, your question for Saint Germain.
Great. I'm happy to be able to ask this question. This is great. I have a very practical question. I'm torn right now between my mind and my heart. My mind has given me opportunities now in the investment field, and I know I can be very financially successful at them. However, my heart wants me to pursue my music, which is I've done all my life, and I'm very gifted at it, and I had a very long professional career at it. I seem to have gotten away from that into this business aspect. Now I'm torn, and perhaps you can help me out in this problem. Which path should I follow?
Resonance that it causes excitement within your heart brings you to know that that is what your soul essence's desire is. However, do not limit yourself, my dear brother, in that you cannot have affluence, as you would call it, and fluidity with your currency with that which you call your heart's desire, for you may have both.
Okay, we're going to go again to the phones. Marianne, keep your questions short because we're almost out of time, but your question for Saint Germain.
Okay, my question is this: how would one go about achieving this higher self that Saint Germain is speaking about?
Look into the mirror and do not see that which is the physical you represented as reflection unto you. See light, see God exemplified within that grand reflector that you call mirror. See that which is the golden aura of yourself, the golden light that you are. Viewing yourself as this will give you the knowingness of not physicality, but the energy and essence that you truly are.
All right. Did that do it for you? Who was that we were talking to? I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. I just lost your name right now. That was Marianne. Okay, Marianne. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take an address. People that want to know more about Reflections of Divinity, there'll be an address and a phone number there. And we're going to continue with the questions. So the address will be up there so you can jot it down, jot the number down. Let's go to Peggy. Peggy, very briefly and a brief answer. Let's go. Yes.
Yes. Hi. I was just wondering, what is going to be the success of my company?
That is up to you, my dear. This, for that which is the divine human free will reigns supreme on this your earth plane. And that which is the outcome, as it would be termed, is changeable or alterable every moment of your time.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. How much time do we have left? Do we have less than a minute? We have just about a minute. I want to say that you will be in Santa Barbara tomorrow night at 8 o'clock at Unity Church, although there is no connection to
Indeed.
Unity Church or any religion with you. Also, very specially, Friday at 8 o'clock in Santa Monica, 1904 Centinela Avenue. St. Germain will be giving its first official lecture on the meaning of relationships, which is another show entirely. We have very little time. Your wish for us all, St. Germain.
Know how beauteous you truly are and the light that you truly are. This your planet is completely in illumination when gazed upon with the eyes that you call eyes, that be I. It is merely the perception of yourself as this energy and this wondrous light that you are. That is why we are here, to gather you into the understanding of this.
How lovely. Thank you so much for the adventure.
It is truly my honor. We are beloved of you all.
Good night, and good night to you. We'll see you tomorrow on the news at 6 o'clock.
Mm.